say, welcome to Mercy TV.
Good day, all. People in the hospital, please talk to their doctors about the use of cannabis. You don't have to smoke it to enjoy the benefits of the plant. Hope you enjoy my garden.
That's right. This show and PK's other production, My Garden, are action items of Mercy Center. Find out more about Mercy, the Medical Cannabis Resource Center, at mercycenters.org. Greetings to Sonny.
Hello. Hello, Walt.
Longtime friend, good old, what's his name? Patient Resource Coordinator.
Hello, all out there. Everybody's being safe, you know.
Right? We're hoping this is episode, COVID episode, God knows how many. And
Over a year now.
Yep. We've been doing them here in our disclosed location in Cornelius, Oregon. And we're not able to do in the studio right now, and hopefully get back there soon. Or at least be able to have some more guests in via the internet, maybe. Get back to our plans to Zoom in or Skype or whatever we can do these days. I know a lot of tools are now available for folks to communicate over the internet there. But in the meantime, we'll keep doing our show, putting it out there. It's going to be seen on Channel 23 in the Salem metro area, Salem, Oregon. And, of course, through our website, on our YouTube channel, Mercy Center. As PK was saying, hello to folks in the hospitals. And hopefully we'll be able to get back to talking to our legislators on the issue directly, but right now you'll have to communicate via Zoom and through emails and through letters, good old-fashioned letters.
Well, and talking with their doctors and the patients that use the cannabis and are wanting to use the cannabis, or that have, or that are curious about it, well, because they've used other medicines. You know, these are the things, you know, I was thinking about it the other day when I was so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it's been so long since I've been back and got away from it, and, you know, you get away and then you get back into it, and you know, you go through these routines, and then people that like the patients, that they get into it, and then they tell their doctors, and then they go through it. And these are the things that you want to have, the quality of life that is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you talk to your doctor, the doctors, they like to hear this, because that's what they want to know. Well, how is the cannabis helping them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they're wanting to know how it works with their medicine. You know, that's what they want to know.
They also like to know details like what is your dosage and how often, you know, do you titrate or dose with your medicine?
Well, you know, sometimes you just
things like that. So,
you know, well, and like,
but I don't know other than keeping a log or diary or something.
Know, sometimes you can't though, bro. You know, like the other morning I was thinking, you know what, I didn't feel very good, and all I could do is just take a couple hits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I was kind of sick. And all I could do is take a couple hits, you know? And so I'm a patient, just like a lot of other patients. And so, and depending on your condition, and depending on how you're feeling, and the different arthritises, or seizures, or, you know, there's so many conditions that cannabis helps. And see, these are what we all know.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
but doctors don't, and that's why you need to educate them.
And these are why we got to keep, and if there's somebody out there that want, you know, because I've been going with patients for so long, you know, and, you know, that's what we got to do. You know, we need to talk with the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's important, you know, and I was thinking about that, you know, we've got to talk with the doctor and let them know, yeah, we're using it. Well, because when they do the blood tests, they know that cannabis is in the blood test. They're getting all those terpenes and, you know, the back to the CBDs and
Mm-hmm.
it's in the blood.
Cannabinoids, cannabinoids.
It's
Yeah.
there. It's there because they know what's in the blood with the regular medicines that they're using, but it's and why you're doing so good along, why and how you're doing it. Well, because and why you're doing so good. How can you do it? Well, you know, you can have these kind of conversations and feel good about these conversations and not feel bad and feel the goodness and the energy and the positivity and not feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and these are
Well,
where-
you want to speak the truth with your doctor about, you know, what you're doing, you know, and it's in many states, certainly here in Oregon, there's been a change in the law, so it's not illegal for you to talk with your doctor about using cannabis for medical purposes, and you know, whether or not your doctor's going to sign for your card if you want to get it or not, but just
If they can, because the clinics
you know,
make
that
them not to.
forces a lot of people to go to the specialists.
the last patient I talked with, Perry, said she was afraid she's going to lose her children. And then she said she was already in court and already lost her kids. I mean, you know, and it was such a big old deal. And she was going to send you some emails, and obviously you haven't got nothing yet. And, you know, and this is where all the Mercy Center stuff comes down and why we're doing these shows. And if you're out there, please send Perry some stuff, you know, because we're trying. You know, that's why we do these TV shows. And, you know, that's what we're doing. You know, Barry, that's where we're trying to reach out and talk with patients about it and different, you know, things like that. There's a lot of things going on.
Well, our whole, you know, system, it's set up to get information and gather it from folks, you know, like yourselves there, like Sonny, you know, people who are patients, people who are growers, people who are caregivers, like PK also, and what are the issues they face? You know, number one's getting the card, and number one getting the card is educating your doctor. You know, as Sonny was saying, we've done that a number of times, and we have the information on our website,
Excuse me.
mercycenters.org. Yeah.
So I recently got my card renewed. Paperwork is in the mail. I got a letter from them saying that they're in the process. So if it's your time now, renew your medical card because we need the program to continue because it's beneficial for us growers and patients to grow a little more than the average person that can grow 4 plants at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So please renew your card. And when it's time, make sure you register and vote because we need our voice.
Well, it's all important that everybody knows that the conditions and the things that cannabis is working with and what's going on in our different, you know, look at all the things that are going on. I mean, I am seeing all the time, it still amazes me that we are still seeing today, that we're still finding people right down the street that are saying cannabis is not working, you know. I'm amazed.
Cannabis is not working.
Well, yeah, when I hear people say, when they look at and say cannabis is not working, you know.
Well, it doesn't work in the sense that it doesn't have an extreme positive effect on everybody. I think that in that case, it's important to note that it may or may not help you with your condition, but it doesn't have any negative side effects. It's benign. It's not going to mark you, physically harm you, scar you. It's not addictive, not near what they claim it is. It's not going to have any. It doesn't make you crazy. It doesn't cause cancer. So yeah, some folks report that I hear a lot about this cannabis, but it didn't do a lot for me. And there's a lot of
and see, that's what we're finding out, that it's fighting so much cancer today. There's so much cancer. I mean,
here.
in one of our cousins' cancers, it's fighting it. It's fighting it. It's so good.
So it has an integral part, and not always do people feel that it's making them better.
Well,
So you want to get the whole spectrum of data points of information, really, and to do that we need to end the war. Really. So
people have to go and look at 1937 when the prohibition on cannabis and hemp products was established. This because of racial and but the cotton industry, the timber industry, the oil industry, and the thousand other things that hemp and cannabis can be used for.
And they were all competing.
Yeah.
And they were all competing. But
with other industry entities.
Yeah. And so the big dollars went to those big industries where the hemp, they made rope to sell for the tall ships. They made clothing, they made flags, they made everything out of hemp in the olden days. Our forefathers are rolling in their graves about this stuff.
and here we are, and we're doing our best to get the information out.
Well,
and you know what?
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good because we're doing our best to get the information out to you.
Right.
And please vote and see what your legislators and senators are doing. And, this is where we're at today. And that's what we're doing. So everybody should be aware of where they're at and what they're doing and what they're getting. Because, the information.
And what their Congress critters doing or not doing, as the case may be, yeah.
Because if we can get good information and know that we can get good medicine, we'll be okay. Because we know the medicine works. Because we know the medicine works. We've been doing it, and we've been using it, and we know the medicine works. And that's what I know.
Yeah, that's right.
Has been working.
Results state by state, country by country, conditions, different other categories. How does cannabis work for kids? So there you've got, both the pros and cons of cannabis for kids. And there you deal up with the drug war specifically, and the truth of, the negative things that are said by cannabis, and doing the research and find out what's really true and how much of it is true, and make intelligent decisions about if you're going to give your kids some drugs, which one's going to do the best for them, and that help with their condition and not kill them at the same time. So I mean, that's what they were finding out with these PTSD drugs for the troops, and the stuff that they were giving them was terribly toxic when it didn't, have horrible negative side effects on them. It failed to do its job, and in some cases was contraindicated. They had even more violent, episodes and all. And even if cannabis had some side effects, they were nothing compared to what the other things did, and the subsequent benefit, cost benefit analysis. If the veterans had a little more munchies or something, in some cases an appetite wasn't bad for them. That was another thing.
Well,
and,
didn't Israel military allows cannabis use?
You know, and that's a good point and a sad thing that, you know, today we're starting to allow recognizing cannabis for PTSD, and at the very least, not kicking the veterans off their benefits who use the cannabis these days. You know, that's a recent development, and thank God for it. And it's sad that it happened here because back in, I don't know, the 70s, it was the Israelis were using cannabis for PTSD for their troops, particularly those dealing in the, you know, with the actual real terrorists that terrorist activity that was going on in Israel.
Look how many years they've been fighting.
You
They
know,
fought over there. They've been fighting over here.
and now they're using it for in their old folks' homes, and you know, all throughout. You know, Israel has a medical cannabis
And
law.
it's funny you brought that up, bro,
Right.
because I was trying to talk to some people the other day about me and you going around. Do you remember when we was going around about the laws?
Right.
And I was telling them when we and you was doing all that, and I said, me and Perry did all that stuff, and we was trying to tell them about cannabis use in the homes, and from when I was cooking, and when I was trying to tell people, and when we was doing stuff, and I remember doing stuff.
When we went to the festivals.
And I said, do you know? And Perry and I did this stuff, and we was telling them about cannabis use, and they looked at me and said, well, those people shouldn't be using it. And they, oh my God, and I got into so much, and it's ridiculous.
Well, they didn't hear the part about the how
Do you
good
know
it was for them. You know.
that all of the people in these
Propaganda
homes should be
food.
getting the medicine that they want when they want it? And you know what? Cannabis is such good medicine for them when they want it and how they want to use it. And you know, these are the things that people get to use when they want, and they shouldn't have no problems getting it. But now they get to have to fight about how they get to have to choose to use it. Wow.
Well, certainly people that are, and it's sad because here, you know, you get this people on one medication, they have to take other medications for the side effects from the first one, and they end up taking a whole bunch of things in a vicious circle. And despite the fact it's causing all kinds of problems, they don't get, if they take a little bit of cannabis to help with it, they get in trouble. You know, and quite often there's like a pain management contract or something of that nature. We'd see more wisdom about this given the current focus on the opioid crisis, you know. But we'll see, you know, kind of a selective vision there when it comes to it, and they overlook how much the opioid industry itself recognized, well, cannabis was competition for the opioid. Not only would it help people get off their addiction to it, but it was just as good for the pain and far less addictive, you know.
Well, and with the pandemic that's been going on, before the pandemic, we was doing this, and cannabis was helping the patients. And there was patients telling us about different things that was cannabis, how that was using.
For their nausea, for their seizures, their spasticity,
You know, so today,
glaucoma.
what's going on, you know, tomorrow it's going to be something else, because it's how it works with the body,
Well,
and
and
the
then
different organs.
Other different combinations, you know, the applications of it. You know, a lot of information is now out about how to make oil yourself at home, and I don't mean cannabis oil of the kind where it uses butane or something else flammable. It's very organic. Just see PK's My Garden. Go up on mercycenters.org and visit the TV channel and follow the links to our YouTube channel and see more about how he makes his oil in a
It's very easy, my friends.
very simple method. Just takes 30 days, and once you've got that started, it's just a matter of replenishing.
But using
oil.
it, that's where you, once you start putting it in your body, your organs will start using it, and your body, once your body starts using it, it will start putting it into your body and using it, because your body starts using it, and then once your body starts using it, you'll be good.
Yeah.
So that's an important point to note there, that when you have this oil, when you have this mode of applying it, this modality, then you can apply it topically. You can take it internally. You're not smoking it. You're not having to smoke it. That seems to be a big deal with doctors as we talk, because medications that you smoke, there's very unfamiliar with them. It gets back to that thing about your dose, your titration, how much you take in, how often. You know, they
and
like
the strength of the dose. Too.
Right.
Well, and it's
You
the
know, so-
condition, and depending on your condition,
depending on the condition,
and
right,
depending
so-
on how you feel, and depending on the pills you're taking, and if you can use a little bit of the oil, and if you can smoke a little bit, and if you can use a little of the pills, you know, it's all of it, because depending on how you feel, because we was talking with a lady the other day, and she quit smoking. And you know, once she quit smoking, now she's so far down the line, now she quit smoking everything. She quit smoking cigarettes, she quit smoking cannabis, so the only thing she's doing is eating everything.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, her whole body, everything has changed. So, you know, people do that. That's how people, they do that, you know. And once you do that, you find your metabolism changes. And once your metabolism changes, you'll find that your organs get stronger. And oh yeah, well, because you were neurologically, once your medicine starts going to where it needs it, it builds up strength in the things that it needs to go to. And you know, you don't even know where it needed to go, but your body does. You know, and see, I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to act like I am, but I'm just telling you, that's where the cannabis, you know, it does what it needs to do. And it just works, you know, and that's what's so good, Perry. You know, when the cannabis starts working, and she ain't smoking no more, but, you know, when she comes over and we're talking, and, you know, we was talking about it the other day, and it's a good deal, you know.
Great.
These are the things people find out, that it's good. It's good because you find your other things, that because you have other conditions that are going on in your body that were going down,
Right.
but you're getting stronger in other areas.
Better.
So where you was going weaker, you're getting stronger.
Well, the benefits of cannabis, the health benefits of, you know, all the symptoms that it affects that we listed. You know, the nausea, the pain, the spasticity, the effects of seizures, which again is pain. We were talking the other day about dialysis and the cannabis in there, and liver conditions and ailments and so forth. And again, you know, we're talking about the discomfort and pain that goes with some of the symptoms, or treatment for the symptoms. And so, but it's important to note the other side of that coin, in that cannabis is not hurting anybody. It's not building up anything that's going to cause negative things. And again, the worst thing is any form of addiction, which may be just their folks needing to continue the cannabis treatment for some other condition. You know, again, they're not getting cancer. They're not going crazy and hurting people.
Excuse me.
All the reefer madness things.
But they even recommend using cannabis after having chemotherapy. And that's a serious medicine that they're playing with. And they're cannabis helping those patients.
Well,
with the-
yeah, well, in a number of ways. You know, there you can go down the litany of things: the nausea, the pain, but in many ways, spirit. You know, it's also depending on, you know, here's where we get into sativa versus indica, but some folks get energy from cannabis consumption. Of course, that may be attributed to them not feeling miserable and having, you know, not to devote energy to fighting the misery, instead just getting up and going about their day and so forth. So we'll know more once we end the war and get to the serious, real studies.
Vote.
Well, that's why it's important, to keep up on what's going on and who is your legislator and where they stand and what they're about, and your senators and what they're about and what they're doing. Well, because we want to know, we want to keep this law, and that's we need to get down there and talk, and let them know, this medicine, we need to get some more stuff. When we went over there last night, I'm not very happy with, that little bag we got. That was not good.
Well, yeah, that's the result of the imperfect system that we have. But, well, with a couple of minutes left here, let's wrap up.
So, I got my voter ballot thing in the mail the other day. Marion County, they're having a ballot, so read this document, and I'll try to glance through it and give you more about the story. But thank you for Mike, thank you for Dr. Lebec, Nurse Ed, and everybody else, Shauna, and Nancy, and George, and Grandma Janet, especially her, and the other people that are helping us and enjoy cannabis. And if you have the time and the space, go fly a kite and have fun. Peace and victory for us all. Please vote. Be responsible. Thank you.
Watch out for those wires and power lines, though, I guess.
Well, yeah, and thank you, CCTV and Henry, and we got so many blessings. And every day, if you hear about CCTV, know that they've been with us, and bro, we've done it, and we just got so many, so many blessings.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by and visiting us here at Mercy TV. Yeah, thanks again to Salem CCTV for helping us put her out there, and all our friends and fans and family supporters through the years.
Thank you.
And
so many blessings.
We'll toodles and see you next time here on Mercy TV.
I'll be safe.
Peace and victory. And when it's necessary, wear the mask.
Yes, be safe. Follow guidelines.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.